Hi, this is Terry Austin. I'd like to take just a few moments to show you how to create a question inside Mastering using your own content. You can do that in addition to using publisher-provided material. It's actually pretty easy to create a question with your own content. I'm going to use a YouTube video today to teach my students parts of the brain and then create a question from that. Let me show you kind of quickly what we're using. This happens to be a cute video using Pinky and the Brain, the cartoon mice that you may remember. Here's the video. Kind of very quickly peek at this.
And now, the parts of the brain, performed by the brain.
Yes. Neocortex, frontal lobe.
Brainstem!
Hippocampus, neural node, right hemisphere. Pons and cortex, visual.
Brainstem!
Sylvian Fisher, pineal, left hemisphere.
Okay, there's our video. We need to grab the URL to that and right-click and copy it. We'll need that in just a few moments. Let's go back over to Mastering, and we want to create our content question. We're going to go to the Assignments tab. And here within the assignments, we want to create a new assignment. So I'm going to choose this link on the right. And that's going to give us three choices: create new, copy, or copy a pre-built. We're going to create a brand new assignment. So we're going to click continue here. We must give this assignment a title, and because I've done this before, you're going to see my title begin to pre-populate. That's okay. We're doing gross anatomy of the brain taught by cartoon mice. Now, category selection, this could be either homework or quiz or some other category you've created. I like it as homework. There's an area here where we can add notes that are visible only to you as the instructor. I don't really care to add anything there at this point. We need to select content next. And in creating any assignments, you've always got the choice, of course, to add in content from any of the chapters that are already here. We really don't want to do that because we're adding a new item. I've got checked show my items only, and now we want to create a new item. Alright, here's our HTML editor, and that may sound scary, but it really is not, I promise. We have a kind of a busy screen here, so let me explain what's going on. We actually see two blue bars here. The top bar is for editing the general instructions for the overall assignment, because you can actually create multiple questions relating to this video. We're going to, just for the moment, put in some simple instructions. I'm clicking on the pull-down menu, and I'm going to choose Open Editor. And here's where we put in a title for our assignment. In this particular case, we'll just call it Brain Anatomy. We can put in a description if we care to. And maybe a learning goal. Not the same thing as a learning outcome. More about those in another video. Now, introduction block. Personally, what I do in this area is I put in the link out to our video so the students know what they're going to be doing. So we're going to type in some simple instructions here. Please watch this video. And the questions, the way I set this up, are going to appear on the right. Now, right now, this doesn't do anything. We need to make an active link in here. So I'm going to highlight the words "this video." And up here in our editing bar, we want to choose a link, which looks like a little chain. And here's where we're going to insert that URL that we copied a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to paste that in there. Now, before you leave this, there's an important item here that you want to be sure to catch. How do you want the link to open? I've got it set right now to open the link in a new window. You could also set it to open in the same window, but I want to caution you here. Different material coming off the web behaves differently. And I've found that quite a few YouTube videos will not open in the same window. So I generally, if I'm doing YouTube, have it open in a new window. That means the students are going to have to jump back and forth between, but at least they'll be able to see it. So we'll click Insert and then save and close this, and you're going to see our screen has changed now. We have some instructions for the students. They've got a learning goal to learn some brain anatomy, and some instructions, some simple instructions that say, please watch this video, and notice that is now an active link. and then answer questions on the right. Well, if we look on the right, this is where our question will appear, but we haven't yet created a question. That comes now. Part A, which is first question, we want to edit this part. Open the editor, and here's where we can create our question. I kind of like to have my question in the text field. You'll see how that looks in just a moment. There we go. It should be pretty memorable to the students from that video. I really don't want to add anything in the instruction bar because it's straightforward and understandable enough just from the question. And we now have 3 available multiple choice questions. We can change this to any of several types, including multiple choice single response, multiple choice multiple responses, or essay. I want the single response with 1 right answer. We're going to add in the correct answer. And by the way, add the correct answer to the first block. It's by default chosen. You can set any of these as correct, but by default the first one is. And the answer here would be, of course, brainstem. We need a couple of wrong answers or a couple of distractors. So I'll put in a couple of things that were not right. And now we have created a pretty good question. We could add more answers if we cared to, but one thing I like to do is put in some wrong answer feedback. So we're going to add a little bit of feedback with the link right here. If the students get the answer right and choose the first one, we want to tell them that they got some things right. So let's add that. We need to put in some feedback for the wrong answers now. So I'm going to hover over this little arrow again and add feedback. If they chose the second answer, which was in this case neocortex, that's wrong. They need to understand that. And we have one more wrong answer. We need some feedback for that. And we have, oops, I better set that one to that wrong answer. So now we've got some feedback for each of the answers. We'll click Save and Close. And now we see our question. We've got the instructions for the students to watch the video. Here's the first question. We could add another question if we cared to, but I'm not going to at this point. We'll just click Done. And here is our question. If the students click the link, they'll see the video. It opens in a new window. The question opened in a new window, started playing, and the students can jump back and answer the question. Now, here's where the students would put in answers, which, by the way, will be shuffled for the students. I'm going to click one of the wrong answers, submit it, and you can see that they're told to try again, and they get feedback explaining a little bit about why their particular answer was wrong. So let's close that. Let's close the question. The one thing I will caution you about is you need to make sure that you actually link this question to the chapter that it's relevant to. In this particular case, we're going to edit the chapter and section. And you can see it's currently not tied to a chapter, so I'm going to say that this one is tied to the Central Nervous System chapter, chapter 12. And because we're studying brain anatomy, the section in that chapter is the brain. We've now tied a question we created to a particular chapter and even to a few specific pages within the chapter. If you check chapter 12 now, you'll see that our question appears along with everything else in the chapter. It's right here as an item to be assigned to the students. Hope this helps you. Oh, notice, by the way, there is no bar out here giving statistics on this question because no students have taken this yet. This is not available to anybody but your students, so you're only going to see data gathered on your particular students taking this question. Hope this helped. Good luck.